Alright. Let's jump into it. We got line art to finish. And I can't do that if I'm waiting around. So let's just jump into it. Do I have... Yeah, everything seems to be in order. Okay. S13. Stop clicking on the matrix. Okay. This panel has more defined line art here. We need to draw these two faces, and then this panel here, and then this page will have the line art finished finally. I'm hoping that with as this action sequence, as I've been calling it, progresses, and it moves into the pages with fewer panels, that remains consistent, and I have less to draw. But it's like, you know, it's sort of like you can convey less with more with less, not less with more. That's the wrong thing. If you're conveying less with more, that just means you're bad at making comics, I think. And I've seen some comics that would be an example of depicting less with more. And I'll tell you, it usually has to do with the vertical format. You're making a webtoon, and you're using the vertical format, you can waste so much space and panelism. So many people just have little... When you're doing the vertical webtoon format, for some reason people just have this tendency to just draw little micro panels of just the most useless, pointless garbage, and then after like 4 panels of that, and then maybe like a flowy ribbon in the background, which is also useless. Don't do that. At least too many times. If you do it once, that's fine for like a pacing thing or like an atmosphere thing, but that's like all the freaking time, these flowy little ribbons that don't mean anything. And then they'll draw like a panel that has actual substance, maybe like a word bubble, and then like a gesture, or like maybe like foreshortening if you're lucky, and doing a big thumbs up there. That's how I feel about those rare good panels. But then they'll go right back into like a panel of like somebody's eyeball, followed up by a panel of their other eyeball, and then like a panel of a shoe. And it's like, I've drawn these panels, these little but there's like so many of them. Oh, and they also love to do that thing where it's just like a... just randomly sized panels of color, which usually indicates the passage of time. It's just like an empty thing, which I've also done. But again, I feel like in the webtoon vertical format, people just abuse all these little panel shorthands to the point where it's just, that's like the majority of what they're doing. And I think it is to do with the format. I think it allows for that, or encourages that. I never agreed with the idea that format is better, even on phones. I think a traditional page format is just fine. And the only reason people don't like it is because some people are bad at making stuff for phone screens. I've looked at my comic, though, on phone screens, and the text looks pretty readable. I don't even have to really zoom in. Which means I think if I ever wanted to print this series, and Lord knows that's like a ways out there, even if I do. Even if I wanted to just print stuff myself, which would probably be how it would happen. I doubt I'm getting published, let's be real. That doesn't even happen for like the most successful independent webtoon creators. You usually gotta be contractually hired to have that kind of clout to swing around. Like, I'm an official webtoons artist, that's usually when that would happen. But then it's like, in that case, I wonder if my text would appear too big. But for now, I think it's to the benefit of the comic to have the text as large as I do. Not that you guys have seen too many examples of that, because I keep my story pretty hidden so far. On account of spoilers. But I think I've shown some examples over the course of this comic making process, whether they be accidental or otherwise. It's very rude. Nobody clip when I show the words. It's illegal. I also realized, I was talking last stream towards the end about how these straight lines of action that cause those implied contours. I think that's the reason I draw this dude's sleeves so frayed out as well. Just like subconsciously, I'm using those lines of action to lead to his face and create another like area of focus right around here, which is just, you know, his head, which is good because that's a thing I want people to look at. So the lines of action of the shoulders sort of leading upwards like that, I think I've done that just subconsciously to create more contours in this area, sort of this heat map of contours that lead toward important characters' faces. So that's good. It's good to accidentally be doing art techniques that you think are working effectively. We're listening to Skyrim music, by the way. It's one of the few parts of the game I actually enjoy with no notes. I have no complaints about Skyrim's music. I think they knocked it out of the park. You know, the gameplay, story, graphics, oh no. Even for the time, I think we all knew that was simply not up to the usual standards, but we liked it anyway. Because it was open world in nature, and that was very novel for the time. His hand simply won't do. Shit. Another setback caused by my inability to draw hands and or faces. I knew it would be one of these two again. There, this looks fine. Just the straight up, just hands, the fingers, just rubbing up on the corner of the mouth. It's just like in a moment of contemplation. Simple, conveys a feeling well enough. I'm gonna go with it. Where's the pinky goes like to the joint here? Okay. At least with my pinky, sorry if you have different sized ones, also known as incorrectly sized ones. I do have the ideal human proportions, so, you know, if you do have different sized pinkies, I don't want to hear about it. You know that diagram of the dude? It shows his, like, arms, and they're, like, proportional, and they're, like, splayed out and different than the legs, too. Like a diagram showing the ideally proportioned human. That's me. You don't know that, but, they changed the face to, keep my identity anonymous. And I'm glad that they kept that request, but I am the ideally proportional man. As illustrated by... oh boy. Let's see if I can take a shot in the dark here. Leonardo da Vinci. Now let's fact check myself. It was in fact Leonardo da Vinci. Let's go. The proportions of man and its mathematics. That's still a dope diagram. Do I agree with his logic there? No. I don't think there's an ideally proportioned human being. Ew. Oh man, Leonardo, you sick weirdo, you. I know he kind of was like, he kind of got flamed back in the day for drawing all these anatomical diagrams of body parts and stuff, because he was like looking at cadavers and corpses and whatnot. But there's just like this image of a baby in a I'm assuming a cut open womb. And it's like, Leonardo, I'm not sure how you found that one, but I only have one guess, and it's not a pleasant one. I don't like thinking about that. I know you didn't have x-rays, so that's probably not great. Just a sad story behind that page of sketches in his sketchbook. I know he didn't take ye old magnifying glass up to the lady and then just find a baby somehow. No, you had to open that thing up. What's the Italian word for magnifying glass? Oh boy.
Lente d'ingrandimento.
D'ingrandimento. He didn't take ye old lenti d'ingrandimento to the to the lady. I don't even know why I tried. Why is that word so complicated? In Italiano.
Lente d'ingrandimento.
Oh my god. Margaretti. Alright. That's how I feel trying to say anything in a different language. Lente d'ingrandimento. We got the face here. Draw the nostril, because people do got those, but I usually only draw them on this floor. Other people, their nostrils are more of an implication, but for some reason on this guy's design they seem to work better, so I consistently draw them for him. He just simply deserves nostrils more than the other people. On account of his hotness, which I did not know was a factor until recently. Hot people deserve nostrils, alright? I'll say it. What a truly unique stance on it. I don't think anybody's ever said that. And I'm proud to be the champion of something so bold and so new and unique. People out here be having the same opinions for decades, like eat the rich and whatnot. Destroy Big Pharma. All they're doing is peddling drugs. They're worse than the people on the street dealing them. But my opinion of rich people deserve nostrils, nobody's ever championed this before. I don't think people are going to know how to react. And you know what? Maybe that's what we need. I've been seeing this narrative crop up, speaking of sort of global affairs, about the population stagnating across the globe, particularly in Asian countries, and especially in China, where they have that, like, one-child policy, one child per family policy. Specifically, they did that to slow their population growth. And it's just like, there's been some wild narratives from people who have been completely capitalist pilled and just absorbed by the business machine, and they're just like, you should have to, I think there was a TED Talk that came out, and this lady was there, and she was saying stuff, and about, like, resilience, and how Like, people will have to work more and, like, retire later, and it's just like, oh my, are you, maybe instead of, you know, shilling for corpos, which is the most obvious stance that you've taken here, it's not even that hard to see, you have been bought by somebody, you should advocate for the root of the problem, which is corporate greed. That is the reason why we're having to work more, and people, you know, are not having as many children, is because it's unsustainable. It's an unsustainable lifestyle for most people in today's economic state to have children and raise them and afford that. That's like a lot to ask these days. You got to be pretty well off. In fact, when I heard like some of my cousins recently were having children, my first thought was like, oh my god, you're stable enough to do that? That's crazy. And it wasn't even just like, oh, that's nice. I was like, oh my god, I hope that goes well, which is not what I want to think when I hear that my family members are having children. But it's literally all that could come to mind when I heard it. I want to be like, oh, congratulate, that's a huge chapter for you. And I will say that if I ever see that in public. But I'll be thinking like, oh my god. We live in an Orwellian nightmare. Big business is gonna own everything and we're gonna be watched by some ambiguous Big Brother entity at all moments of our lives. We need that one lady to come in like that old Apple commercial and just throw it, proverbial chair at the TV screen. That's a reference that somebody will get. Anybody who's ever taken a marketing class or a graphic design class will know what I'm talking about, because they show that ad all the time. Also, if you're ever watching a YouTube channel and it's like an independent animator, and then they stop uploading for a while, and like they usually had a more consistent schedule, and they're a little bit of like a weirdo type animator, like they got some avant-garde or like off-kilter stuff, check the Adult Swim YouTube channel, because the animator I was talking about, Joe Kappa, whose stuff I very much enjoy, he stopped uploading consistently, and I was just like, oh my god, where'd he go? I hope everything's going alright for him. It turns out I checked the Adult Swim YouTube channel, and all of his stuff was there that he'd been working on over the past couple months. Because he got hired to make shorts like the In-Between series for their larger programming. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Of course he made Adult Swim exclusive content and then had to wait a bit to upload it to YouTube. That makes actually total sense. So if you're ever watching a weirdo animator, just try to make sure Adult Swim didn't just like make them do stuff for their own channel for a bit. Because I was wondering where the heck that guy was. I was like, oh man, why does this always happen? Why did the good always just leave? But no, he was just doing stuff elsewhere for a minute. And then he uploaded it to his own YouTube channel later. Now, Worthy Kids, he just is busy, I'm assuming, and he makes music, and he makes animations, and he does all of it, and he does commissions, and he's just a crazy guy. So he's just busy all the time. So when the next episode of Big Top Burger takes 4 years to come out, I will be right there, waiting, understanding that he's not even particularly just having that he doesn't even have a reason to not be there. It's just a lot of work on his end. To be the one guy who does all of his own stuff, a Renaissance man. You know, there's a price to pay for being the one guy. I'm doing my own thing as the one guy making this comic, and you know what? It's taken for dang ever. But I'm gonna be happier as a result when it starts coming out. And it's like, I've heard I should start promoting this, or that anyone should start promoting their comic in general. Like, many months, like, I heard anywhere from like 3 to 6 months before you actually make the comic come out. And I don't know how I would go about doing that. Would I make an account, like, on Twitter exclusive to this comic? Instagram Reels, you have to, like, post daily or else the algorithm just hates you and forgets you exist. So I don't know if that's going to be really sustainable for me to do that. And I just hate Instagram also, so it's like, it just kind of sucks as an artist platform. And then stuff like Blue Sky, is it even worth it to start fostering an audience there? I don't know. Mastodon, that's another one. But just, I don't know. What the heck's even worth using these days? I feel like I'm an artist trapped with my knowledge from 2016. I just don't know how the times have changed. Except for the fact that AI now exists, and that's pretty lame. Not a fan. Although I have used AI to generate some stuff, I won't lie. But never for, like, passing it off as my own. Purely to see what it would do with certain prompts. And then honestly, you know what, I took the power back a little bit and I used some of them as reference, because, you know, if you're just essentially generating art styles from other people that have been stolen, it's like, well, that could be a useful resource for that, I suppose. It's going to be a faithful recreation of somebody else's style anyway, so maybe I can pick up on some elements here and there. Particularly with lighting, AI is pretty good at stealing the methodologies for which people do lighting, or at least the style of it. And you can sort of intuit some things from that. Definitely not the hands. Do not look to AI art for how to draw your fingers. I wonder if there's going to be some artist out there who like genuinely tried to learn exclusively from AI and they just don't know how to draw hands. And then they get so deluded that they start walking outside and then they see everybody's hands and their own and they're like, oh god, why does everyone's hands look so weird? 5 fingers? Perfectly straight ligaments? No. You're supposed to have 6 to 8 fingers on each hand, and they're supposed to bend 45 degrees at each joint. And there's supposed to be around 2 to 7 joints on each finger. It changes variably. Everybody's hands are wrong. And he just has, like, dysphoria over the AI hands that he thinks are real now. Did his hair get longer again? Oh, man. This is gonna make the transition into Chapter 2 so bizarre. When he just has shorter hair because I didn't know what his design was gonna turn out to be. And now I do. C'est la vie, I suppose. Que sera, sera. You know, all those French expressions that we'd say in English. Or not English, but we say in America. Just as sort of like to co-opt them. They're always just about, like, ambivalence for some reason. Is that how why is that our perception of, like, French, what is the word I'm looking for? Figurative language? No, it's not. But those little phrases we say. Is the music even happening right now? I guess it's happening. This just sounds like a couple notes here. I think his hair did get longer. Would you calm down with your big hair? Zotan? No. Alright, fine. I didn't even really want you to do it anyway. I was testing you. Me? It looks fine, I suppose. I'm not gonna get too caught up in hair length. That's one of the least of which things I think people would be concerned about when it comes to consistency. Hair kind of just is like a loosey-goosey thing in comic making in general, because you can't draw hair consistently unless you're drawing like a tight bun every time. And then it's just like, well, I guess that looks consistent, so you're fine there. But longer hair, you could just kind of do whatever. As long as the vague shape resembles what you drew in the last panel, people are not going to mind too much. People are not going to matter too much? That's a little dark, Zotan. Whoa. Calm down. Very appropriate, sinister string instrument there. Weird. Was that bird noise from the playlist, or was that in real life? Oh god, I can't tell anymore. Does Skyrim have ambient bird noises in its soundtrack? Alright, that's gotta be in the video. Why do they do that to me? See, it's taking me half an hour just to draw this man. I'm not even done yet. It'll probably take me, like, by the time I get done with his face, like 45 minutes. I don't know what's taken me so long. I didn't even, like, isolating the process, I'm not even sure what happened to take that long. I'm just too slow. I may have the discipline to do daily art required to make a webcomic, but I certainly do not have the sensibility for speed. And I think part of it is the hair, though, because I'm still drawing the hair. I feel like I started drawing the hair like 8 minutes ago. So that's gotta be part of it. In the future, I will find a more streamlined way to do this hair. But for these first chapters, I'm kind of locked into the style of it, because there's all these subtle little brush strokes inside that are textured, and I like it too much. to stop doing it midway through, because that would also be like a little jarring, I think. Gotta move this eye, I can already tell. Maybe a little bit of rotate here. And maybe just like a little bigger. That's not something I usually do for the eyes, but I feel like that might help. No, I don't think the rotate helped there. Maybe the bigger did, though. Yeah, that seems to be something. There's something there. And then we draw the eyes again. Because people, like, have those for some reason. What are they even for? I don't know. I don't use them, clearly. I see those ads on television for this, just like this one of this visual eye conditions, and the medication for it was a treatment via injection. And all I could think of was, I hope to God the injection doesn't go where I think it does. And you got that scene out of that one movie, like where the dude's abducted by aliens, and the needle just slowly approaches his eyeball, because that would be exactly what I envision happens. Could just be like most injections, though. Maybe the injection that treats your eyes for some reason goes in your butt. Not like in it, but you know what I mean. God, could you imagine if injections in the butt actually went in there? That, oh my God, what a horror. Why would I even think of these things? This is horrible. Modern medical science would never even let that happen. I would hope. I hope we would have figured something out that would be better than that. Although when I was getting that heart surgery, they did lose my glasses, and that has colored my perception of that. No. if they're not just doing that on accident, and then they're doing it to scam me, and either way, I don't appreciate it. See, the thing is that the doctors are in league with the eye care facilities, and it's the whole racket to lose people's glasses when they go into the OR. That's my tinfoil conspiracy. And then the eye care, you have to buy new glasses from the eye place, and they're like, yes, there must have been another victim. And they all act surprised when you say it too, but they know. It's like, oh yeah, what happened to your other pair? It's like, I was getting surgery and they lost him, and then they're like, oh my gosh, that like never happens, but I bet it always happens. I bet they're just freaking saying that to me. And one day, two people are gonna come in there with the same exact story on the same day, and we're gonna be like, yeah, we both lost our glasses, as it would seem, when we were going in for surgery, and then they're gonna be like, wait a minute, that can't be a coincidence, and then the whole operation's gonna come tumbling down. It's all smoke and mirrors. I wonder if there's people that misinterpret that phrase. Like, there's some people that misinterpret the phrase taken for granted as taken for granite. As in The Rock. Not as in Dwayne, but as in geological formation. And it's just like, I wonder if people have ever thought smoke and mirrors was like smoke and mirrors? Like SMOKIN apostrophe mirrors? As if it's like a sexy mirror, I don't know. Surely somebody out there has thought of that, because I just thought of it right now, which means, statistically speaking, somebody else has already thought of it. Speaking of Instagram, get out of here. I don't know why they still get notifications for that platform. I never use it. I wonder if I can turn that off in the app. Just completely forget that it exists, but still have an account with it. I feel like his ears might have gotten a little bigger. Those also change from panel to panel with hair size. I've noticed his ears actually look almost the size of the female protag, which I was always going to include as a form of like dimorphism, just because I think it's interesting. I think Zelda does it too, or at least they did it. I don't know if they do it now in their more recent games, but Zelda always had these long elven ears, and Link always had these short little ones, and I always assumed that it was like a male and female type thing. Biologically. So I always thought that was interesting. Giving dimorphism to these characters via their elvish ears. Sorry, even though it's highly in that universe. It's completely different, guys. We didn't just steal a concept from Tolkien again, who didn't steal concepts from mythology. It's hard to even call that stealing, though. Those stories are so old. Tolkien just made them cool and accessible. And I'm aware of the big qualifiers around the word cool for his fantasy nonsense. But you know what? It's true. Maybe it wasn't back in the day. I actually like the way I found out that apparently fantasy stories in the time of Tolkien were called romance stories because it's not romance in the sense of romantic interest. It was romance in the sense of romanticism. and the idea that fantasy was a romanticized version of a human life, or just life in general, you know, because it has all these heady ideals and concepts, and I don't know why I said the word like that. Concepts. There we go. That's a better take. We'll edit the other one out in post, as I often do, for sure. But it's just like, you know, it's all these grandiose journeys and characters with motives that are far beyond what most people would have in your day-to-day. They're grand quests. And I think that that naming convention for the genre is far better than fantasy. We should call them romance novels again. Just really confusing. But I think it's a better naming convention. No, those shoulders are too broad for this lady. I wonder what they called romance stories back then, though. Garbage, maybe. Most romance books are garbage, but I'm sure there's some good ones. I'm sure. I just haven't seen them. It's not what I actively look. There's so much trash in that genre. It was like romance books are like the isekai equivalent for novels, you know? You get what they are to books, what manga or isekai is to manga. There's just so many. They're usually trash, written by people who don't even care about anything other than making money off of the genre. And you'd have to really sift through all of that to find even one semi-good one. And the only semi-good one is probably going to be like making a parody of the genre to begin with. So it's just so difficult to find good ones. Shit. Alright, we're good. I saved it. Oh yeah, if you speaking of saving it, when's the last time I did that on this document? Alright, let's fix that. It could have been an hour for all I know. I forgot. And all of this was susceptible to just exploding. I really should upload all these pages that are works in progress, to my my thumb drive at the very least. Because right now they're just on the old PC, and I don't expect it to go haywire anytime soon. But you never know.
It does got holes on the top of it now, which is like, and it's a lot more accessible to the internals than my previous monolith PC. So I could very easily just trip and get orange juice all over this thing. Which is what I would say if I drank orange juice. For those of you who are true fans of the stream, you'll know I only drink water. Which has never ever messed with electronics, ever. How could it ruin my PC? It's water cooled? No, it's liquid cooled. I don't know if the liquid in there is water. Probably not. Probably something else. I'm sure some people have a water cooled PC. Would not surprise me. Some people put beans in their PC. Now, it doesn't really work after they do that, but they have done it. This has become something I've been debating more and more in my head as I go along with this comic making. Do I just give in to trends and algorithm pleasing? And do I put GL or BL, or both? Might do both. That could be a thing. In the header for my comic, in the title for my comic, because that would be an easy way to get numbers, and it's not disingenuous. I do have those planned. Those kind of relation. I really have every kind of relationship on the spectrum, even if it's not a major part of the story. You know, I feel like in terms of representation, I got some pretty decent diversity here, just based on what I have envisioned in my brain for some of these characters, and some characters that you have not seen yet, because I haven't had to depict them yet, because they are way out in future parts of the story. Don't have to worry about them right now. I will worry about them later. But like, I could just do it. I could just incorporate put those letters right in the title, and for some reason that seems to get numbers. That's what the Webtoons audience is all about. Are those two letters? Well, it's usually the L and then anything before it. God, I'm actually impressed that I managed to do Inktober at all. For any number of years that I did it in Witchtober as well. Because I must have just completely had to shirk off any sense of, like, standards. Because I finished those daily. And so when during the Witchtober, I remember specifically I was going on a trip, so I had to finish like 3 or 4, or maybe even 5 in one day, just so I had stuff to upload while I was gone. And none of them looked super terrible in my opinion, but it's like, man, I don't know how I did stuff that fast. I wish I did, because those are all like fully colored as well. It's like here I am drawing 2 figures, just their line art. I've been here for an hour. I don't know how what I was doing on that Witchtober grind, because some of those look pretty sick. And I did them all in a day. Some of them multiple ones in a day. I got no idea. I need to channel that headspace that I was in while I was doing those. Yo, where's the music? Hello? This one's too quiet. Yeah, and then we got those 2 faces to draw I already forgot about. Oh boy, so many faces, so little time. Let's do a flip real quick, in real life as well. I just did one. If you wanted to see it, that's something I cannot provide to you, but you're just gonna have to trust my word. It was pretty cool. Oh yeah, I need to erase this now. Now let's draw the face again. Oh, this is the song that I hear all the time in Skyrim. This is a good one. Yeah, whoever did this one, they ought to get a raise here. It's probably one of the best songs in Skyrim. What a strong melody for just like an ambience song. A little triumphant there. It's wistful. Mysterious. Touch of mysticism in there. Conveys everything perfectly for just wandering around aimlessly in an open world. And then you get batted into the sky by a giant due to a momentum glitch, and you're like, ah, yes. Now I remember I am playing a video game. I almost got swept away into a fantasy world first. Thank you, Todd Howard, for making your games broken enough to where I never truly get immersed. I was almost there, but you brought me back, man. You're keeping me grounded, you know. Thank you, Todd. I almost got lost in the sauce for a second. I'm glad we should all be thankful rather that we have role models like Todd Howard to make stuff like, you know, make it obvious that we're not in a fantasy world and we are in fact playing a buggy mess of a video game. And then, you know, also, I'm pretty sure Todd Howard was the one who told me Santa wasn't real, so that just sounds like in character for him. Yeah, he told me the Tooth Fairy wasn't real also. He's just always there to keep me on, you know, on the surface of the earth here, not daydreaming in the sky and the clouds and stuff. So I think we all owe Todd Howard a big thank you for that. For making his games so bad, in spite of everybody else's efforts. I think one day they should just score a Mario game like this. See how it goes. Get away from me with these like little bossa nova jazzy tunes, these little fusion jams you got from areas. I want it to feel like he just killed a dragon, and he's done that now. There was a freaking... It was the most hyper-realistic dragon I've ever seen in a Mario game. Oh god, there's footstep ASMR. Get out of here. You know, I don't like this eye here. What if we just take this one and duplicate it? And then we flip it. And then the pupils are going to be a little off there, but we'll fix that. Oh, she's completely zoned out. Look at her. She has no idea where she is. Don't worry, we'll fix that. We'll focus you a little bit. Now, what the heck is this? This is exactly the kind of fantasy music people make fun of. This is Ren Fair music. Some dude walks up to you role-playing a drunk peasant, and you're just like, oh my god, I didn't have enough. You know what, I think I might need more alcohol to just deal with being here right now. Can't listen to this song. Of course it's A Winter's Tale. Get out of here. This is like a different version of the same thing. Did I draw her face in a different thing? I think I did. And it turned out alright. Yeah, it was here that I did. Her mouth? Oh, also here. Yeah, this one's right there. Okay, good, good, good. It's rounded more on the top there. Is it bigger? Is it perhaps larger is the problem? Your nose needs a bit of a reshaping here. Her nose has always been a little tricky for me, but I do like the way it turns out when I get it right. just kind of do the single arc down for when it's facing the front, so let's try that. I think that's a good way to abstract it, so I don't have to focus too much on it. I think the face shape might be contributing to the weirdness, so let's adjust. No. I feel like her chin's too broad here. That might be better. Hold on. I gotta flip. Yeah, that could be better. That could be it. That could be the way that we go here. I do think it's funny how susceptible people on webtoons are to getting engrossed in a plot. Like, there's literally, I was watching one, not watching when I was looking at, I guess watching in a way. I had my eyes trained upon it as if I were watching something. So, yeah, screw it. I was watching a webcomic earlier today. And I found, it was one of the ones with girl, GL in the title. And I was checking out some other ones too, with BL in the title to compare and contrast to see if this was like a universal thing people were getting engrossed in. Because I was doing market research. I want to see if it's really just that easy to get numbers on Webtoon. And because so far it seems true. You're going to get at least a few hundred subscribers if you got GL or BL in the title. Just based off, you know, simply what the market is, as it would seem today. And it's funny to just see one of them I was looking at. I think this was one of the BL ones. Might have been. Where it's just like there was the cover, and then the prologue, and then the rest of the episodes. But like but after the cover upload and then the prologue episode, people are always like, "Oh, this is such a great story so far." And I'm like, "Brother, you've read like 10 panels. What do you mean this is a great story so far? You literally haven't even seen any semblance of a narrative at all. You cannot convey anything in 10 panels." For a long-running series, I mean, I guess if you're reading like a Garfield, like a Sunday comic, they can tell a whole story in 4 panels usually, or something like that. So, I guess in those cases, you could be like, "This is a great story so far. I can't wait to see where it goes." But then you can't even say that because it's already told its whole joke. So I don't know what they're on about when they're like, "Oh, this is a great story. I can't wait to see more." Can't wait to see more is a normal reaction, but this is a great story after reading like 4 speech bubbles is wild to me. I don't know how you can comment that on anything after barely being exposed to it. Oh, this is fantastic. Yes, I'll have more of this. This series is going places, I can already tell. These people do not have the 3-episode rule for manga. They just start reading 1 chapter and they're like, "Oh, I'm already in or out." First pages. Alright, now we have to finish these lads in the background, and then the faces up there, and then we will finally be done with this page, bro there. So let's try and get these guys done. Whoops. Alright, I think my PC is exploding. It won't let me open up anything except for Clip Studio. Let me just minimize stuff. Alright, interesting. My start bar just does not work. Awesome. The Windows key works. Alright, now how am I going to open up Clip Studio again? Alright, there. I had to Alt-Tab. Alright, I guess my PC needs to be restarted after the stream because it is flipping out. Throwing a technological hissy fit. My taskbar, I believe it's called. This hand might be too large, just a little smaller than... That's better. Oh boy. The angels are getting louder.
Gotta open up that page where I drew the legs. Where is that one? I drew their knees at some point. Whoops, there's words. Nobody's here though, so it's fine. Alright, I see what it looked like. Surely no one will notice. Actually, I think that page is uploaded on my preview, or my test series for my webtoon there, so it's fine. You've already, if you those words are already publicly available, so I don't even feel bad about it. Not even a little bit. And then we have his eyes, which look like that. Okay. Alright, let's look up what a German longsword looks like, just so I know. Oh, that's right, I can't open up my browser. Alright, I'll just bring it up. Oh, I can't even bring up OBS on. Oh my god. Thank god for the Twitch mobile app. Alright. Which is something I never thought I'd say, but it's the only way I can read chat right now. So I can't even swap to my browser and then bring up OBS on the screen. It's just very broken right now. Okay. Well, I'll have to deal with that off stream. I guess we'll just gesture in what a German longsword might look like for this little bit here.
At least the direction of the hilt, I suppose. I'm not sure what the pommels look like, so I'm not even gonna try with that one, but... Man, what a weird computer glitch. Every computer glitch that I encounter is new in an interesting way. This is definitely not one I've encountered before. Not being able to shift... Actually, I remembered I can alt-tab, so maybe I'll do that. But I'm already invested in this other guy now. How quickly I move on. You can't keep me tied down. Says the man with 0 relationship experience. I guess that means you truly can't keep me tied down, because I'm too incompetent to figure out how to even have one of those. What do they call them? Relationships, yeah, those. This is a dope song too, what the heck? I'm alt-tabbing to see what this is. Where is my browser? There it is. A chance meeting. Where does this play in the game? This is awesome. I don't recall ever hearing this. No, this won't do. Oh god, I can't even change the... What is happening on my computer right now? Oh my god, maybe I should put those things on that thumb drive quicker than I thought. I said my computer wouldn't go haywire for a while. It has apparently decided to go very haywire for no reason. Got to be something with my drawing tablet though, because every time I go to do something in the browser, it brings up this little ring around the cursor, and I don't know what that is. But it seems related to the pen. So I've done something wrong, evidently. I don't know what it was. It's a shame I can't change the music anymore. This is the most Ren Fair piece of them all. And I'm just stuck with it now. I don't know what happened. Over the course of this stream, I am just now unable to change most things. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to look up more music after this. Or if I'm going to be able to end stream, actually. Oh boy, that would be... I might have to shut down my computer. I'd have to throw an EMP blast just to get all this stuff offline. I don't know what's happening here. Whoops. Oh, God. Well, now there's this little thing over here on my screen that I can't seem to get out of here. Oh, Left Alt Shift changes your input language? What the... Now there's that menu popped up. Oh, God, dude. Alright, well... if only you guys could see what's going on my screen right now. Good lord. I have like 14 different pop-up windows that I can't dismiss, and they won't go away. I feel like I've got a virus in the 90s. Which is my favorite Initial D song, by the way. Okay, one of them went away somehow, and I don't know why. That just makes it even worse, honestly. I don't know why anything is happening. What is going on? Technology is so cool, by the way. Love that we have that. So, in light of recent events, I might just call the stream when the Skyrim music runs out. Unless I can, yeah, I can't even Alt-Tab anymore. What the hell is that? Why can't I even Alt-Tab? I'm losing functionality as the stream goes on. What is happening? Alright, in that case, yeah, I guess I will just try to even... How do I even do it? Oh my... Can I even... I'm gonna save this before anything else happens. I'm literally gonna have to hold the physical power button on my PC until it shuts off. The hell is happening? I guess I can end stream via my stream manager here. So that's nice. Can I even do that? Settings? Nope. Can't even find that. Alright. We'll just see if I stop going live when I shut down my PC. Okay. That'll be fun. It'll be a little experiment. I have the Twitch streamer's curse. I just lose parts of myself as the stream goes on. Eventually I'm gonna go blind in real life, I think. Start coughing up sand. It'll be my penance for, I don't know, I guess live streaming too consistently. I must be punished for this horrible sin. Look at these unsuspecting idiots. They have no idea what lies behind them. All part of my divine plan. I am the World Master. And I have given unto my creations the concept of ignorance. Look at that, they have no idea. They have no idea what's going on right now. I'm not even gonna be able to swap to my ending screen. This is stupid. I hate live streaming. Screw this. I'm gonna go downstairs and eat a donut after this. Because I did remember to buy them finally. flip it, and then I'll see what we can work with for this composition. I think this might need to be adjusted, and then it should be fine. His eye is looking a little askew here. See, like, I drew these two whole dudes in a faster amount of time than I drew the two, like, half-body shots of these two characters. And she's, like, mostly obscured here. And I really think it is just because of the hair at this point. Just simply is faster to draw these people when they don't have these giant black shapes that I have to sculpt out of the designer pencil brush. But I didn't know that it would take that long when I started designing them. Yeah, that should be fine. And then we got the two faces up there that we gotta finish, unless the music is at done right now, which it might be. Why can't I? Oh god, I just mashed Alt-Tab and now it's back. Okay, why did it come back? Everything's so weird. Alright, well at least I have like 20 minutes of music left, I know that now. That's about when stream would end, so perfect. I don't have to worry so much about it. Oh man, what is going on?
mustache is too hot for this particular panel. Which is not an error I run into usually. That seems to have fixed some of the spacing issues on this facing issue. Always with the stern expression, this guy. It's almost like he's in a difficult situation. Oh yeah, the Zod is on right now. Hi, the Zod. Hello, the mask. How's it going? Yes, I am indeed on right now. I don't know for how much longer. It depends on if I can change my music playlist or not. My PC has been slowly losing functionality as the stream has gone on for some reason. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to end stream normally or if I'll have to, like, shut down my PC. I didn't have classes because it rained a lot yesterday. No, rain, really? You get rain days? We have to get freaking like a foot of snow up here in New York just for them to even think about canceling classes. I wish we had freaking rain days, dude. Some of the conditions they made us go to classes on, even for like college and stuff, the stuff they made us drive through just to get to there, it'd be like, oh my god, you'd think they wanted to kill you. Yeah, visibility is 3 feet across the entire state and county, but you know, you can make it. Freaking try it, brother. You gotta get to communications class, idiot. Stupid, better do it. You're paying for this class, dummy. Weather the storm, why don't you? My class is far away and it tends to flood. Oh, I see. Several people have died. Even on cars, so precaution. Well, I guess it's good that they took precautions then.
Yeah, I will say, we haven't really had to deal with flooding in my area, so I guess it makes sense why we wouldn't have that kind of response to it. Although New York City just had a fun little thing recently where they flooded historically, and it's just like, you know, climate change deniers will continue to say that that's just like, nah, you know, it's just something else. It's just a random event. Can't really predict for these things. Nature's weird. Freaking Domas. When are you gonna believe that it's a super volcano or something exploding? Is that what it's gonna take for you to believe in climate change? But it's also good because the dam filled up a little. Ooh, yeah, that's also good. It's always nice to have a water supply not be as empty as it was before. So I can take a shower in the evening, yeah. I don't think California has that luxury. Of course, California's kind of burying themselves in that respect because they insist on maintaining golf courses and like almond farms, which are two of like the biggest consumers of water in terms of increasing the usage in a state. It's not great. And yet they just insist, all these freaking old rich people, they like their almonds and they like golf, and they're killing everything as a result. Just no more water for everyone else. The rich people need to get those 9 irons out. Now watch this drive. Honestly, we should all just adopt mini golf as the superior form of golf anyway. That's all. I've been holding that opinion for a long time. Golf is stupid, I agree. Golf is very dumb and wasteful. But mini golf, on the other hand, now we are talking about something. Playing the desert, you frickers, desert golf, that'd be interesting. Then you don't have to maintain anything. I think you're onto something. Less risk of alligator attack as well in the desert, pretty sure. Dry desert hard soil, the one that cracks. Yeah, you don't want that like beach sand. You won't get any good ball action. You'll just end up everything will be like a bunker. Yeah, you got to get that hard soil. I feel like his ears keep getting bigger too, and we are not gonna... I will settle for big hair, but I will not settle for the ears getting slowly bigger over time. Mainly because that's a character design choice that I am making, specifically to make the ears bigger on the females of this race. Well, the protag anyway. If I'm gonna steal from Zelda, I'm gonna do it consistently. And Zoom classes, though, I played Monster Hunter 4. That one's a good one. It's my favorite one, even after all this time. That's also probably one of the better games to solo, I would say. I'm really bad at it. Yeah, that one's hard. It is a tough one. It's definitely harder than Tri and Tri Ultimate. It's harder than World and Iceborne. I will say it's harder than some parts of Generations and Generations Ultimate, but honestly, Generations just gets absurdly difficult the more you go on. The power scaling in that game is nuts. On my hacked 3DS, yeah. I wish I had the wherewithal to hack any of my consoles. I just haven't done it yet. Now that they don't support the shop anymore, it's like, I don't know, you might as well just freaking get all you can on those consoles. At least the digital exclusive stuff, I would definitely do that. I want to see what those somebody was working on public servers to bring back for Monster Hunter Tri, like the Wii game. And I really want those to go public someday so that I can mess around with that game again. But like in a way that is not me soloing it on the Wii, because that is just profoundly boring. To me, anyway. And at least you're playing 4, which, if you're playing 4U and you want to get, if you really want to make that game easier for yourself, you should play Insect Glaive. Insect Glaive in Monster Hunter 4 is disgusting. Especially with the mounting mechanic, which they introduced in that one, it's absurd. They did not balance that at all. I'm also like, I am fluid on World Charge Blade, but on 3DS I did, yeah, old school Charge Blade as well. Very hard to get the hang of. But again, if you want to get good at Charge Blade for Monster Hunter 4, it's one of the top 2 weapons in the game, for sure. Insect Glaive and Charge Blade in Monster Hunter 4, disgusting. Ew. It's like modern day longsword with how broken it is. Or like modern day, like elemental arrow, or not arrow, bow and arrow. Sorry, they just call it bow. When I'm like a fake Monster Hunter fan, I'm calling it bow and arrow. Who the heck is this guy? It's just bow, okay? But like the damage output is crazy. And the KOs on Monster Hunter 4 use Charge Blade, it definitely dethroned Hammer as the KO king in that game. You been playing Monster Hunter Now, Mask? Is that something you do? The mobile game? I downloaded that recently, and it's been pretty alright. I don't really go a lot of places, so it's like a slower process for me than I imagine it would be for other people, but that's a good game, for the most part. I've been enjoying it so far. Whenever I'd have the time. Oh yeah, I've also been using Hunting Horn on World just because I hate Kushala Daora and wind pressure negation. God damn, yeah. World Kushala was literally designed to have more wind than the usual Kushala encounters. When he goes back to his little arena, in, what is it, the Elder Dragon place, I forget what the name is. He just specifically goes out of his way to be that guy and just generate tornadoes. They've scripted him to make more tornadoes than ever before, and it's just like, you know what, frick off. I don't even, get out of here. And then they also nerfed Flash, like Flash Pods and Flash Bugs. So they're not even as good as they were at knocking them out of the sky, as because there's like a cooldown now, and it's like, that's so stupid. You gave us one technique to make him not the most annoying fight in the universe, and you made it worse? How dare you? They were smoking some Kushala when they thought about that idea. Enter online Daora quests and provide them with wind negation, and Daora proceeds to get desolate. Yeah, absolutely. And you're also a saint for doing that, by the way. Hunting Horn mains always get my respect. And I've dabbled in Monster Hunter Rise when it was a little bit more combat-oriented, I'll admit. Oh great, my dog is barking. That must mean his food is here. Getting delivered by a man who my dog constantly hates, even though he's the one who gives him food, so you think they would learn eventually, but no. Now they're both barking. That confirms to me this theory. How's the music level looking? I have to check here. Alright, it's looking alright. I wonder, would you consider Kushala your nemesis mask? Because I think I have, if I'm remembering World correctly, I definitely had a nemesis, and I think it was probably one of the, it was either like Furious Rajang or like Raging Brachidius, one of those guys. Those guys were my nemesis. I hated that. Well, Fatalis also really became my nemesis. That's for sure. Yeah, you know what? It's freaking Fatalis. I don't even think... Oh, not really nothing else even came close to that fricker, dude. Frick that guy. Not really. The arena infuriates me. I kind of like the arena. It saves me the time from running the hell around a giant map. But if you're going for like S rank or A rank, I forget, I think it's A rank, then yeah, I can see how that would be infuriating. I never really went time attack mode on the arena, I just kind of like doing them occasionally to get like a special gear that shows up for doing it. Get your coins and whatnot. Alright, we finally did it, everybody. We did the line art on this page. Wow! It only took way too long. And I do have some stuff I gotta do today. The giant green pickle and basil geese annoy me. Yeah, bagel juice is kind of annoying for sure. I don't think I have a nemesis yet. You'll find him. You'll find that special monster whose moveset just you cannot get a grasp on. And who beats you into the floor every time you meet him. It'll happen. Comes with time. It might change from game to game, but you will find him. Alright, so I've done all of the line art that I can do. Well, I didn't even finish the swords here, but that's not even going to take that long. So for all intents and purposes, the line art on this page is done. Because my PC is losing functionality. Wait, hold on, the functionality came back. Why is... I don't understand. Alright, so now my PC has full functionality again, and I can use my taskbar. Now I'm even more confused than I would have been otherwise. And the Skyrim music ran out. Oh my god, whatever, dude. I'm gonna open up Zelda Campfire Ambience, and I'm gonna and then I'm gonna go offline. Screw this freaking thing. Where'd you buy the PC? I don't think it's the PC, I think it was just Windows freaking out. I got it from NZXT, by the way. It's a pre-built, I didn't want to assemble it myself, so I went with a semi-reliable pre-built thing. NZXT. I think they only ship in America, though. Sorry, the USA. I think they are based in the United States only. I don't know, though. You can look into it if you're curious. Do not trust iBuyPower? Yeah, no, I was like looking at iBuyPower, and there's another one, I think it's CyberPower. Those two are like the do not go for those guys. I went with NZXT, specifically because I looked at stuff like all the iBuyPower reviews, and they're like, yeah, they gave me my parts, and they're all like secondhand, and they're all broken down. My computer failed after like 3 weeks. Some kind of power situation. It's like, oh, there's a whole bunch of issues they have all the time. I didn't want to risk it. Some people say, yeah, I got my build pretty cheap on iBuyPower, and it's working just fine, but there were too many other cases of like, oh yeah, my PC is a freaking toaster now. Can't even use it. So I did not do that. But, yeah, that'll be it for me. Now I can go to my end screen and end the stream normally, I guess, for some reason. Whatever. Thank you for stopping in, Mask. I appreciate it. And I'll be doing stuff on... you know what? I might even do some bonus streams this weekend. Who knows? I might. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a stream tomorrow.
on Saturday. And maybe even Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. But for today, that's all I got. And, I will catch you later. And bye.